Ah, okay. We are. No it's time to wait. Let's get started. Just testing the volume. I think it'll go a little louder. How's that? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm streaming a different day than usual. Got to cash in on that new update hype that's definitely still around, right? Yeah, I've heard less than enthusiasm surrounding this update, but we're here nevertheless. The new cards aren't as impactful as people might have liked, but they are still here. That's cool. Got some missions where they're maxed out on gems, so I can't really get any more yet. So, how is everyone? Let me know in the comments if you're watching the VOD. How has your day been? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the update? Let's have a look at the shop. This is the new stuff. New packs, Beyond Speed, and Ruler's Mask. 66 days we're stuck with them. Well, let's have a look at each one. So, this Synchro pack has all the missing stuff from Synchro Storm and Dawn of Majesty. Well, there's some reprints for Jungle Speeder and Stardust Synchron. Thing I've noticed is that the new cards, like the Fleurs and the I guess this probably as well, they're not in any of the secret packs, which is going to make them really hard to get once this selection pack disappears. So if there's anything you even sort of want, like Stardust Synchron, I'm going to want those. That's a fun card. Do you even slightly want something that's only new now? You should probably get it while it's fairly easy to do so. Let's have a look at the other one. The Ruler's Mask. So this has a lot of people a bit more excited at, from what I gather. The downside here is like stuff like Sword Soul aren't here really, and the Despias get a lot better later. So there's a lot of stuff that's not quite here yet. What I'm really looking for from these, I quite like to play a kind of Pendulum Dragons like deck at some point. So stuff like this and this and this. I want to try those out. Iris Sword Soul also seems kind of fun in like a Dozer control side of deck, because you end up with a what's it called, Anger Knuckle. You bring back a level 10 monster, that monster gets negated. So you let you summon this if you have a negated monster. It's all down to whether that's impactful enough though, really. She's not searchable at all. I mean, not yet. And Messiah might be worth playing in Super Heavy Samurai. I do like to play that deck. It lets you play spells. I don't really like to use it to play my own spells, because then if you don't draw this but you draw your spell, you end up with a spell in the grave, and once it's in the grave, it's in the grave, and yeah, that's no good. Its monster effect is kind of funny. I like it, but it's not strong. It's not very good. It kind of reminds me of that one from the NR Festival. What's it called? Heart Earth Dragon. Banishes everything in the end of the turn that was played this turn. This does something similar to everything that was summoned. Yeah. But I don't think Messiah has to live the turn to descend into the grave. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The main thing is the pendulum effect. You can beat Eldritch like that, yeah, and Sky Striker. They put their spells in the grave. If this game had a side deck, that's where this would be. And also the Synchro pack, the card I want from here, card everyone wants from here, is Baron de Fleur. any deck that makes synchros probably make her. She is very generic. But yeah, like I mentioned before, I kind of want the starter synchron. Source de Fleur is pretty cool. Again, Super Heavy Samurai can't play spells and traps beyond removal, so this is kind of like a Regeki break that activates in the hand, doesn't put a spell in the grave. Might be worth considering. I'm kind of surprised it's an ultra though. It's not that good. I guess when there's only so many new cards and you have to put so many of them at ultra rare, you get stuff like Ikolde Zone at ultra. Wow. I definitely want Baron. That's the one that everyone most wants, even me too. So let's tear open some packs and hope we get it. We'll start with Synchro, and then once we pull Baron, we'll consider switching. But I might just open loads of these for the Majestic package. Looks like our first pack has just one super rare in it, and it's the Speedroid card. Roll a dice, summon from your deck. 1 or 2 Speedroid monsters level equal the result. So you play a good mix of levels in Speedroids, you could probably make anything from 1 to 6, right? You play level 1 monsters, don't you? And that level 1 tuner modulates the levels, so whatever you roll, you do a monster that fits it plus the level 1 tuner, and then you make the levels work that way. Yeah. I can imagine this is probably a very good card. Oh, it negates their effects, so you can't do that, but it still seems good. This guy's a card though. Oh, I don't know. Great thing to hit with Ash. So next one. Bit of a dull pack. Yeah. Isn't there something that searches Liberty at Last coming out? That in here? That's an ultra. Well, probably an ultra. It's Junk Speeder! I want to give Junk Speeder a go, that seems like a fun deck. And Sorcier de Fleur, that might be some nice gems. Oh, we've got something. It's another Sorcier de Fleur. Big flashy animation. Ooh, colours changed. Nothing glowing yet. No, it was all hype for nothing. Here they come. No, another one. That's a nice card. I like this Converging Wills Dragon. I don't remember exactly what it does. It summons itself from the hand. I think that's good enough for a tuner. This has not been the best opening in the world, I'm going to say. Ooh, Synchro Overtake. This card has potential, I am saying. This summons... reveal a Synchro monster in the active deck, choose a Synchro material listed on that card, and special summon that monster from the hand. Or add to your hand or special summon the monster, yeah. You cannot summon monsters in the extra deck the rest of the turn except Synchro monsters. So, crucially, it locks you out of Crystron Halqifibrax, which is a bit of a penalty currently. But it's an E-Telly for a good number of tuners. That's pretty good. Yeah. I can definitely see this seeing a lot of play. Sometimes maybe if Halqi gets banned and the way to Synchro summon becomes straight up Synchro summoning. Something here. It's Centaur Mina. A fairly generic materials to make her. You can respond to a trap card. You negate a trap and then set it again. Ugh. Um, during your main phase, you can special summon a level 2 or lower monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. And then you send it to the graveyard as a synchro material for a Wind Warrior to destroy a card on the field. That would be great if this weren't a fusion monster. It's sort of like a level 6 monster that summoned itself for free. Great. It's a fusion that requires way too much setup. Yeah. If it was even an instant fusion target, it would be worth it. Yeah, fusions kind of need to be payoffs rather than connecting cards. Oh! High Speedroid Cork Shooter at the end there. That's a really good one, right? It's the Synchro Tuna monster. Add a Speedroid spell or trap from your deck. Add that roulette card you drew earlier. If they were all Speedroid monsters and they're all in the graveyard, you can summon them. Wow, so you just get 2 more monsters back, or you can have a spell. Seems pretty strong. That's the lot. We did get our 1 Ultra that keeps us from going. Right, Terrapin some more. Terrapin them all. I'm not seeing anything colourful here. Where's this streamer luck that I've heard so much about? There's Stardust Synchron. I like that card. You might use it as a kind of scrap combo to send it straight to the graveyard. Hey, Speedroid Menko. I used that in the NR Festival. Wasn't great though, I think I cut it in the end. And another Speedroid Wheel. I wonder why they didn't put more Speedroids in this pack, really. I don't think we've unlocked the Speedroid secret pack, despite pulling this many. Which, yeah, makes me think none of the Speedroid SRs that were already exist in the game are in this pack. Which means you could pull, just like I'm doing, pull the new ones and not have any way to pull the old ones. Another lackluster pack. What is this card? It keeps coming up. It's a Tuna. Target a Synchro you controller in your graveyard, banish it, and special summon this card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target a Synchro monster you controller in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, add this to your hand. Okay. This actually doesn't seem too bad. Like, just on its own, it's a Tuna that can summon itself. Use each effect once per turn, so you can add it back from the graveyard and summon it from your hand once each. To banish Synchros to do them. That's definitely playable if it was searchable, or I could use it to mill it then. Doing something with like Goyo Defender that puts loads of Synchros in the graveyard. That might be worth doing. Arrive in Light. This is the draw a card when you Synchro summon type card. Still no Baron. How many packs do you think you'll have to open to get there? Leave your guesses in the comments. Horse of the Floral Knights. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a light Noble Knight monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn. Once per turn, in your main phase, you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using this card you control and other monsters from your hand as fusion materials. So you normal this, you search a Noble Knight, and then you use this effect to fusion summon that fusion monster from earlier. And then the fusion monster brings back a level 2 monster from your graveyard. And then use Synchro for a level 8 Synchro, not a level 10. Can't even get to Baron. I'm assuming there's a level 2 Tuner Noble Knight as well. We didn't get an Ultra, which means we're guaranteed an Ultra in the next one. We got like 1,000 Majestic Star Dragons though, so that's fun. We'll be set on our rare crafting points for the next NR Festival. Here we go, Ultra guaranteed. That's our guaranteed Ultra. That's all we're getting is our guaranteed Ultra. So a little upgrade. That's what we need to see. Come on, it's time for our luck to turn around. Yay, 2, 3, 4 cards! Yeah! What an Earth's Soul-Binding Gate. Activate, you must control no monsters. And a set spell and trap you control must have been destroyed by a card effect this turn. Okay. During the main phase, if exactly one monster with less attack than your life points is summoned and you have zone in your graveyard, destroy the monster, take 800 damage, and inflict 800 to the opponent. What? This is like a... I don't even know how you're supposed to use this. It like burns, but eventually, and you burn yourself at the same rate. When one monster with less attack than your life points is summoned and you have zone in the graveyard. So this isn't once per turn and it doesn't have to be your monster. So you don't have to, you activate this by controlling no monsters after a spell's been destroyed. And then you lower your life points and your opponent, everything they summon dies, and then you both burn there, but then you burn yourself to death. I don't know, there must be some way to play it. There's some DDD card that prevents you from taking the damage. I think the then inflict 800 means you have to do that one first. It's not an end if you do. I don't know. And it destroys your own monsters as well. Less attack than your life points. So you don't want to lower your life points at all. You want to have full life points, and everything that gets summoned with less attack than your life points dies. I don't know, I feel like there are easier floodgates. Still get that unsummon effect as well. Here we go, from 4 to nothing. What's this Transcicada? This card is special summoned. You can summon a Molt token. When the token is special summoned by this effect, you cannot summon monsters from the extra deck except insect monsters. This is going to be like the 7th best insect extender. You need to find a way to summon it because it can't do that on its own. It is a tuner though. Some kind of Battle Wasp or Bee Trooper combo. Anything? There's some exciting animation, but nothing there. Ooh, could it be? It all means nothing. Oh, there is something this time though. That something is Stardust Illumination. That's the search that you get off Stardust Synchro. Or that you use to search Stardust Synchro. Either way. Another horse with the Floral Knights. Is this the Noble Knight? It's not a tuner. If this card is Noble Special Summoned, you can target a level 8 or lower monster you control. Its name becomes Fleur Synchron and is treated as a tuner. So this turns the horse into a tuner and turns it into Fleur Synchron. So that you can go into what's it called? Chevalier de Fleur, is that right? And you add an equipped spell from your deck to your hand. Is there an equipped spell that increases its level by 2? This is very I don't want to say bricky, but convoluted, I guess. Tribute this card to add an equipped spell from your deck to your hand. That cuts off your. I'm sure that they must have designed this with some kind of one card Baron de Fleur combo in mind. They must have. Another SR in here. It's Centaur Mina. Let's have a little look at it again. It just revives the level 2 monster. Doesn't negate its effects, so you can do that tribute for an equipped spell thing. Let's keep our eye out for what equipped spell they might be referring to. There's Necrosynchron. That's something to do with the fleurs as well. See, it's called Fleur Synchron. Yeah. Let's try the next pack. Not the most exciting. Cards. And here's our guaranteed ultra. They're reluctantly giving us an ultra rare after 20 packs. A Sorcier and a Baron! Okay. Well, we got the bare minimum that we wanted. Took a little while. This isn't an equipped spell. This isn't it. This is a field spell. What kind of card are they trying to get us to search? I don't know. I'm quite curious. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to open at least 50 of each. Ooh, this looks much more colourful. Stall turn. I remember pulling this in a sneak peek. Couldn't use it. Spell trap, a monster effect is activated that negates a summon or the activation of a spell trap card. Banish 3 cards on top of your deck face down, negate the activation and shuffle it back into the deck. I mean, Solemn Judgment is legal, so you could just do that. This is for stopping Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment stops so many other things. Monster Assortment. I like these quirky cards. Reveal a normal monster from your deck and an effect monster from your deck with the same type and attribute and level. Then your opponent randomly chooses one for you to add to your hand, shuffle the other back into the deck. That's kind of cute. If it was a spell, we might even see play. What a shame. Oh, we got another Mina, and the Chevalier de Fleur. Does this bring back a level 2 tuner from the graveyard? I don't think so. When your opponent activates a spell or trap, you can negate the activation if you destroy it. That's not terrible. That's a negate. Yeah. Yeah. This is the thing that searches. Yeah, Liberty at last. Okay. Yeah. So you summon the horse, you search not this one but the other one. Fuse into Mina, bring back the not a tuner, but she turns Mina into a tuner, then you can sync off to Chevalier. That gives you a negate for one normal summon. There are worse, one normal summon. White Steed of the Floral Knights. I gotta stop reading every random common card. If you control a level 2 or lower monster, you can summon this from your hand in defense position. You only special summon once per turn this way. Opponent declares an attack, you can banish from the graveyard, target a card you control, negate the attack and destroy the card. You only use that once per turn. Is this supposed so the zone cards are part of the same thing. And destroy one of your own cards so that you can activate the field spell. That field spell has to have been destroyed in the same turn. I'm just trying to get my head around how these Noble Knight, Fleur, Zone cards are supposed to be played. Is this the equip spell you're supposed to search? I don't think so. Potential ultra rare? Fingers crossed. What have we not seen yet? There is an Ultra there. It's a second Baronda Fleur. I'll take a second, definitely, yeah. Don't know if I'd play a second, but I wouldn't disenchant a second. Okay, keep hold of it. And armor. There are speed droids in here, just not VSR ones. What's it gonna be? Necro Synchron. We need another one of those. I've not even seen this cover card yet. There's our majestic shooting star dragon. Is that its name? I don't remember. Stardust Illumination. Is that? It's only our second one, isn't it? Yeah. I think I've got 4 of these. Okay. Last one, I think. Hash. Unless we don't draw an Ultra, it'd be a shame to turn it down without any. Turn down those the 10 packs including an Ultra deal. Gosh, so many glossies. We're running out of new stuff to look into. Oh, it wasn't a super, it was an ultra. It's a crystal clear synchro dragon. Requires a Tuna synchro monster and a clear wing. So pretty specific. I think the clear wings are 7s and 8s, so you'd need like a level 2 or 3 Tuna. It's meant to be a speed droid boss monster, really, isn't it? Anyway, once per turn, your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate that effect. This card is unaffected by the effects of your opponent's monsters. Also, it gains attack equal to the monster's attack. No, it doesn't negate the effect, it activates this effect, which makes this guy unaffected by monster effects. When a spell is activated, you can negate that. And if you do destroy it, if this guy, Secret Zone card is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, add a wind monster from your deck to your hand. So he pays you back once he's cleared. Doesn't even care if he's destroyed or not, just has to be sent to the graveyard. I find cards like that tend to get turned to the deck or something along those lines. At least that's what I try to do when I see cards that activate in the graveyard. Another super rare, it looks like. That's a Stardust Synchron. I think that's our 3rd one. So that's good to see. Get playsets of all the supers, can't really complain. I think this came up in the sneak peek as well. Nice. It's the only place it would come up with a stat line like that. Target face up once your opponent controls in this card's column. Move this card to another column, and then move the opponent's monster to the same column. Put a burn up counter on it, and they lose 200 attack for each burn up counter. Yeah, Sneak Peek is probably the only kind of situation where that would be relevant. It's a 200 attack drop. They could make it a clean 1000 and people wouldn't play it. Nothing in here. No, nothing in note in that last one. This pack's gonna have something surprising in it, for sure. Oh. What's staring contest? I wonder if that. It's got, I like the cards that have these guys all fighting in them. Someone from your extra deck. target one monster in your opponent's monster zone, move it to the zone in the same column as your monster, and then your opponent summons a monster from there to the extra monster zone. They can target a monster in your zone and move it to the same column. Yeah, if columns aren't as important as people who made this card seem to think it is. What if the column you're moving to is already occupied? It just doesn't do anything. Okay, guaranteed super rare in the 10th pack on this one. No, I spoke too soon. Oh, but we did get one Chevalier de Fleur. That's our second copy, so worth picking up. Alright, we get a few nice things. Whoa, lots of nice things. Stardust Synchron, the third Illuminate, another Stardust Synchron, and another Centaur Mina. That's just lots of SR gems. That's why these selection packs are so good. So you get cards you don't want. So you get any. Got 6 of these. That's a free craft. Okay, that's plenty of. How did we do with our 50 packs? Got a little light on ultras. Not the most important one. I would have liked to have gotten like Rayfurt and Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. Oh, and I kind of wanted to Sage, didn't I? I did say that. Oh well. We did alright in our ultras. Oh, this is the equip spell they want us to search. Target a level 2 monster in your graveyard, so you can target the Noble Knight that you just tributed. Special summon it, but negate its effects, and equip this card to it. This card is equipped leaves the. If this where the card equipped by this effect leaves the field, destroy that monster. Oh yeah, okay, it's just like the premature burial kind of thing. Equip monster gains 700 attack, and it gain like 2 levels. If this card is sent from the spell trap card zone to the graveyard, you can equip this to a synchro monster you control. You can only use this effect once per turn. What? Oh, it gives 700 attack even to the synchro. So you would tribute the Noble Knight to search this, bring back the Noble Knight, make a Chevalier de Fleur, then equip it with a Fleuret, just to give it 700 more attack. Kinda underwhelming, isn't it? Huh. Yeah. Is that an important Speedroid card as well? Send a Speedroid from your hand to the graveyard, add a Speedroid from your deck to your hand. Seems pretty important. Oh well, maybe we'll come back to it another time. Now I want to dig into the other pack. See if we can't pull all the useful ones from here. Oh my goodness! We might have more ultras in this pack than we got in the entire run. Wow! Already. Oh, it's Starving Venomy Lethal Dose Dragon. I don't even think this is a very good card, but yeah, 3 Dark Pendulum monsters is easy enough. And it puts Venomy counters on itself for every card sent to the graveyard. Yeah, and everyone except Dark Dragon monsters lose 200 attack for each Venomy counter on the field. Yeah, if only stat lines mattered as much as the Venomy cards seem to think they do. Frostsheep Snake to check up if you didn't already craft that for the MR Festival. Hey, Sambel. We got a Dogmatica Maximus. Why is Snowman Creator in here? What does that have to do? What synergy does that have with the newest cards? Faustian Bargain. High Ritual Art. This is like the reverse Advanced Ritual Art, but then they chickened out at the end and didn't want to make it another Advanced Ritual Art. So you summon a ritual monster from your deck by tributing monsters from your hand, normal monsters specifically from your hand, whose levels equal the level of the ritual monster, and then you shuffle it back at the end of the turn, and oh no, why did you do that? I like the magic-y cards. I think they're not all in here yet. I think there's more to come later. But I don't think I've ever really taken them seriously, given them a good read. Maybe I'll have to pull a lot of them, give it a go. That's exciting. Looks like we just got an upgrade. Oh, even if it's just a couple of SRs, I'm fine with that. Branded in white and Starving Venomy Dragon. I pulled this from Brothers of Legend. It wasn't really ultra rare worthy. So this is kind of the same. A dark monster and a pendulum monster. If you're playing dark pendulums, it's just 2 rather than 3. It's a better level, see, it's 7. The other one was level 8. You can't pendulum summon it again if your scale is 8. To find a scale higher than 8 is really difficult to do. Anyway, this is kind of like another copy effect in the grave type thing. Target a monster your opponent controls until the end phase. This card's name becomes that monster's name. Replace this effect with that monster's effect. And it loses 500 attack and its effects are negated. And you inflict 500 damage to the opponent. You only use this effect once per turn. So you can copy an opponent's monster. It's super reliant on whatever your opponent's doing. They need to have something that's worth copying, but not so strong that it stops this from doing its thing. Each time a card is sent from the field to the graveyard, place a Venomy counter. Hey, this sounds familiar. On this card for each card sent, and you lose 200 attack. And once per turn, you can reduce the battle damage you take to 0. Just, you know, a Karibo every turn. Why not? Yeah, the cool thing about these pendulum cards is that once you summon them once, you can summon them every turn by just pendulum summoning. I guess that makes them a bit skittish and put strong effects on them. Titanclad, the Ash Dragon. Titaniclad. Fallen Albaz, and a monster with lots of attack. Seems easy enough. These all want to be like sent straight from the deck to grave, don't they? Yeah, this card is in the grave because it was sent at this turn. You can special summon a Dogmatica or an Albaz from your deck. The shame that happens in the end phase because Albaz has like that super poly effect, but you'd have to wait till the next turn to use it, I think. Don't think it's quick. That'd be a cool idea. You made it quick. That field spell similar to Orcus. Another Ultra. It's Ready Fusion. I like this card. I don't own it in real life because it's ridiculously expensive. But it's like instant fusion, but you have to summon a non-effect monster. Pretty cool. Ice Barrier. Is that why Snowman, or whatever it's called, Snowman Generator, was in here? Attack is declared involving an opponent's monster. What kind of attack? I guess if you're attacking directly. Let's say what kind of attacks don't involve an opponent's monster. Banish that monster. Yeah, I guess it has to be a monster then. Sorry, change that monster's attack to 0. I don't know what I was reading. I read the word banish underneath. Attack to 0, negate its effect, it can't change its battle position. It's frozen. Get it? You can banish this card from your graveyard and send a level 5 or higher water monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then add a water monster from your graveyard to your hand. And this is optional, which means you can do the first effect if you don't have the second, which will set up the second. If this was mandatory, you couldn't do the first unless you already have the second set up. Also, until the end of the turn after this effect resolves, you cannot summon monsters except water. So you search a water card, but you're locked into water, so don't think, oh, I could just play this as a negate attack that leaves the graveyard and gives me a search. But I'm not playing water otherwise. You have to be playing water. We always have to check whether we can reactivate the turn it's sent. Now you can do them all the same turn. It's actually only the graveyard effect that's even got a once per turn on it. interesting card. Gives you Foolish Burial Goods it to search a water monster. I think there's some water support coming out in the future. Might like to use it. I think most water decks at the minute rely on lots of small monsters rather than one big one. There's High Ritual Art. There's a long name I can't read there. Lots to look at here. Wow. So this is a rank 7 monster that gets an extra effect if it has a dragon as material. Detach 2 materials, target a face-up card to destroy it. If you destroy a monster, you can make a monster you control gain attack. So there's always going to be a monster you control that you can give himself the attack. And it's only until the end of the turn, that's a bit of a shame. Could have made it permanent, it's not a huge attack boost, is it? We're going to destroy a level 8 monster and gain... damn, I challenged myself to maths. 2400 attack. Okay, it's a pretty big boost. But like, you might just use it on a spell and trap and get nothing. This card cannot attack the turn you use this effect, so what's even the point? You're getting the attack boost and then you can't attack. Oh dear. But it becomes a quick effect if you have a dragon as a material, so it's kind of like a Dryden. It does have to hit a face-up card, it's very much like Dryden. Who else have we got in here? Magic-y Ritual Monster. Mech Mortar Gas Glacier. You summon it with a ritual, the Magic-y Ritual card. Gains 300 attack attribute in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can, when your opponent activates a card effect, same attribute as a card in your graveyard. If at least 2 attributes of monsters are used for this ritual summon, quick effect, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. We got there. It's a good effect in the end, but just like that, if you, how many? Lots of conditions on it. Anyway, if this ritual summon card goes to the graveyard, you can add a Magic-y monster from your deck to your hand. So there's that at least. And lastly, a Despia card. I've not read any of these Despia cards, but this guy's on the cover of the pack, so he must be good, right? If a extra deck monster is special summoned, you can target an effect monster on the field, negate its effects. Okay. If this card is in your hand or field and it's used as a fusion material and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can summon this card. Okay. You can use that once per turn. So it's a really big monster. So if you use it, sent it say from the deck with something crazy, it wouldn't get to come back. But if you banished it from the graveyard for like Necrofusion, it wouldn't come back. But if you send it from your hand or field to the graveyard, and it comes straight back. I don't think it would come back and then its first effect activate. So if you do the fusion summon, then this would activate and come back, and then it's long since missed its timing for responding to that fusion summon. But yeah, I guess this doesn't have to be your own summon either, so your opponent will synchro or link summon on their turn, and you'll just negate their monster that they just summoned, or a more important monster if they've got one. Seems pretty good. Yeah, pretty easy to summon, and pretty powerful when it's there. I didn't read Branded in White either. Maybe it'll come up again later. That was just the first 10. Wow. Yeah, this looks more like it. There's a Despia card. None of these look especially interesting. Something shiny at the start there. It's Protecting Spirit Logeth. Oh, okay. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a monster on the field and it can't be destroyed by battle this turn. Just battle? How did this get on the field in the first place? To be destroyed by battle. No, not on board so far. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. If a fairy monster you control is activated? Did I read something wrong? If the effect of a fairy monster you control is activated, you can special summon this from your hand. There we go. That's a good step in the right direction. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls and one attack position monster you control. Banish the opponent's card and change your monster to defense position. Okay, so she just saw that while she's on the field. And you can be herself that she targets, right? Yeah. So she banishes an opponent's monster and changes herself to defense. And then if she dies, she protects another monster. Yeah, it seems alright. Some kind of fairy deck that could use her. Probably not quite strong enough for like a unsearchable one-off, probably. You don't want to draw multiple of her for sure. There's ever an SR festival and they ban everything stronger, which is most of the game. There we go, seeing some familiar faces. Yes, they are familiar faces. There's 3 of the same. We had to make up for that crazy first one. Glacial Aquamador. That's why we're getting all these random water support in here. What are we doing? Pinpoint Dash scared people before the NR event, didn't they? I don't remember. Sea Monster of Theseus, the greatest monster of 2017. It's here because it's a Ready Fusion target, I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't mind seeing a few more copies of Ready Fusion, actually. Is this as the other Odd Eyes adjacent monster? 2 level 7s, that shouldn't be too hard. Potentially make it another Dex. And if you could ever Pendulum Summon a level 7 monster, you can Pendulum Summon this guy. That's a great effect. Once per turn, quick effect. You can attach material from this card to target a face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Its attack becomes halved, and it does this card. So it's the Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon effect. But you won't be using that effect if you Pendulum Summon him. That's always the problem with these Pendulum Xyz monsters. They get Pendulum Summoned and they don't have Xyz material. But if it gets destroyed, you can place it in your Pendulum Zone, where it has the effect to target a face-up monster on the field and halve its attack. Which, again, is just okay. It's only for this turn. The monster effect is permanent, I think. Yeah. No, it's not until the end of the turn. Leave it there. I think that makes it worse than the actual Dark Rebellion, the level 4 one. Oh, what a shame. Nothing too crazy here. No. I think I pulled this during the sneak peek as well, this definitely in comedy. It's good enough just to have large stats in a sneak peek. Armored White Boar. Oh! Got a hype upgrade. This is a 10th pack, we're guaranteed an SR in this pack. Don't try to act like it's a big reveal. Aluba, the Jester of Despia. I like to pull up the price of cards when I pull them in Master Duel, and then laugh at everyone who plays in paper. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a branded spell or trap from your deck to your hand. If a fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of a card effect, while this is in the graveyard, you can target an effect monster your opponent controls, summon this card, and negate the monster effect. So it's kind of like the big one, where if you summoned a... No, it's not like that. This is when a fusion monster leaves the field rather than when a fusion monster is summoned. And when it does get summoned, you get to search. But you can only use one effect per turn and only once per turn. That would be crazy. I could understand why it was worth so much. I guess you just use this as your normal summon, and and it searches a spell that makes it a 1-card combo. Everyone loves 1-card combos. We didn't get any ultra rares. What a shame. This means we'll get more in the next one. I'll find those messiahs. And where's my ultra rare? Okay. Not much to report on. These sous ship cards. Those I'll look at some point. Oh. Could that mean anything? There's a chance it doesn't. No, it means there's two. There's a sea monster and a mud dragon. I think I already had a mud dragon. What's next? It's that protecting spirit Logalith. Logath? Anyway, the protecting spirit monster. Oh, already looking good. There's the Magic-y fusion monster. And the Magic-y ritual monster. Wow. Oh, we're branded in white. I said I'd read that if it came up again. Let's have a look at it. Fusion summon a fusion monster from your action deck using monsters you control or field as fusion material, including a dragon monster. Okay, that's just polymerization. You can also banish cards from your graveyard as material if you're using Fallen of Albaz from your hand or field or banishing from the graveyard. Okay. During the end phase, if this card is sent to the graveyard because it was in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. No? If this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there to activate Fallen of Albaz, you can set it back on the field. Okay. This is a branded card. This is what you're meant to search with Aluba. Another one of those Albaz fusion monsters that requires an effect monster. It was summoned this turn. That makes it hard to use. If it was just an effect, that'd be great. That'd be too good. Really? Oh, Ecclesia. That's a good card to have. Oh, not the secret pack, which is kind of rare for these. Yeah, I'll say it again, and if you missed it before, if there's anything in here that you want, you should really get them from these packs while they're here, because once they're gone, there's no secret pack for most of these, so they're going to be really hard to find when selection packs are gone. So this is our guaranteed Ultra that it's pretending is not here. I think that should be an Ultra. Oh, a Magic-y Dragon and another Starving Venemy. Hello, need a Magic-y effect monster and a normal monster that's not a token. This card is fusion summoned. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. Once per turn, you can target a normal monster or a Magic-y monster in your graveyard, destroy all cards your opponent controls with that monster's attribute. Nice, so that was a quick effect, wouldn't it? I lost my place because I was commenting. Once per turn, your opponent monster with the same attribute as a monster in your graveyard is destroyed by battle or card effect. If this card was fusion summoned using 2 different attributes, you can draw a card! Wow. We went to like 3 different ifs to eventually draw one. Eesh. Seems to be a lot of hoops to jump through with these Magic-ys. Alright, let's get through our last few cards. Oh dear. That's not a good luck. That means we're going to do them a bit quicker. What is 2 token monsters? interesting. Look at that artwork. I already said I'd get through these quicker, didn't I? Target once your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's field, negate its effects, equip it with this card, destroy the monster if this leaves the field. Equip monster can't attack or be targeted for attacks. If this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was used as a fusion summon or link material, take control of the summoned monster. They're not gonna do that. No one's gonna fall for that. I like it though. That's a very funny card. Okay, nothing crazy there. A little bit of an upgrade. Or did we? We did not. Pack number 4. This is looking a bit more subdued than before. Oh, let's just open them more quick. A Mud Dragon. It's good to have. I don't think we need it in multiples though. Where are my SRs? There they are. I keep saying where are the SRs, but I'm getting them. It's a lie, there's nothing here. Oh, no, there is. Oh, it's advanced ritual art. That's in here as well. That's cool. What's going on in here? Actually, that's Monk Fighter and what do they call that's a real big callback. My opponent activates a spell or trap or monster effect with the same name as a card in their graveyard. Negate the activation if you do, destroy it. Oh, that's a cool idea. Yeah, and Solemn Judgment's a card though. It negates anything, regardless of how many copies are in the grave. I don't think we've gotten an ultra rare from this this lot so far. If we don't get one here. Oh, the Fallen of Albaz is what this is all been built around. Yeah, discard a card, fusion, summon a fusion monster, including this card. You can use monsters from both fields though, so it's getting like a super poly. Even has to discard. So that's the discard is this card is sent to graveyard to activate Albaz's effect. Unbranded and white. Okay, last pack. We got our guaranteed ultra. They're not even telling us. We're gonna pretend like it was a big surprise. Hiya! Nothing there. Pack number 2. Oh yeah! Sea Monster of Theseus. How many of them have we had? I've seen at least 3. Hacha! Another Sea Monster of Theseus. Uh-oh. I complained about how many I have. Now I will see nothing but them. Ah! Nope, nothing here. Pack number 5. Ooh, Mud Dragon. Pack number the 6th one. It's Lethal Dose Dragon. Okay. And oh, another advanced ritual art. That's cool. If you're playing that, you wouldn't be playing 3. I'd assume it is. Acha! Nope, nothing in here. What's in pack number 9? Still nothing. Pack number 10 has the guaranteed ultra rare in it, so we're in for at least one treat. do it slowly. Just that last one. It's ready fusion. I'm actually very happy with that. Yeah. So, quick look down at what we pulled out of here. Just a little look. We missed a lot of the big fusions. I didn't get Iris Sword Soul or Messiah, which are the cards I wanted. What's margin trading? The opponent could discard a card to negate this. Otherwise, both players look at their opponent's deck, choose a card to add to their own deck by... What? Then add the card from their own deck chosen by their opponent to their hand. So I'm not playing any Garnets. You can add anything to my hand and it will help me. Or if you don't think... Oh. If your opponent doesn't discard, then they go +1 on this, don't they? Where you go 1 for 1. If they discard, then you get 1 for 1. Opponent doesn't have a hand, they just can't negate it. So they add their worst card to their hand. SR wise though, we did pretty well. Yeah? I suppose you probably want 3 copies of these. Got some of everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how everything turned out. Let me know in the comments what you've been hoping to pull from these, and what do you think of my pulls? Do you think I did pretty well? Do you think I got lucky? I think I didn't pull enough Ultra Rares than I should have done. Definitely seems like I went quite a long time without seeing any from time to time there. What is your favourite card from these new packs? Alright, let me know that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!